Canada's plan to replace its aging CF-18 fighter jets is facing renewed controversy. The F-35 Lightning II, chosen as the replacement, is under fire, not just for its cost or performance, but for failing to deliver promised economic benefits. Critics argue Canada isn't getting its fair share of high-value jobs or contracts from the multi-billion-dollar program. When Canada joined the F-35 project decades ago, the government invested heavily, expecting Canadian firms to win billions in contracts and create thousands of high-tech jobs. But in reality, most Canadian companies are limited to small subcontracting roles, with no guarantees of work or long-term benefits. The program's structure forces Canadian firms to compete for every contract, with no firm commitments on the value of work returning to Canada. This has led to frustration in both industry and politics, as the lack of guaranteed industrial benefits, known as offsets, becomes a central issue. Unlike many defense deals, the F-35 program doesn't require the seller to reinvest in the buyer's economy. As Canada prepares to spend tens of billions on these jets, the question is, what does Canada get in return beyond the aircraft? The answer could reshape the future of Canadian defense procurement. The debate is no longer just about military needs, but about national economic strategy. The stakes for Canada's aerospace industry and broader economy have never been higher. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly has become the leading voice demanding better economic returns from the F-35 deal. She's publicly criticized the current arrangement, arguing it falls short of the expectations set for Canadian industry. Joly insists a defense contract of this size must drive domestic innovation and job creation, not just equip the military. She points out that Canadian companies are often stuck in lower-tier supply roles, with little access to core technology or design work. Joly has warned that if terms don't improve, Canada may reconsider its commitment to the F-35. With the purchase of 88 jets imminent, her timing puts maximum pressure on Washington and Lockheed Martin. As Foreign Affairs Minister, her stance links defense procurement to the broader Canada-US economic relationship. This public push is risky. It could win better terms for Canada, or strain relations with its closest ally. For Canada's aerospace sector, it's a fight worth having. Joly's leadership has turned industry frustration into a top-level political issue. The hope is that Canada will finally secure a deal that benefits both its military and its economy. As doubts about the F-35 grow, Sweden's Saab is making a bold pitch build the Gripen E fighter jet in Canada. Saab's offer includes a Canadian production line, likely in Quebec, creating thousands of jobs and transferring advanced technology. Unlike the F-35 deal, Saab promises full access to blueprints, software, and sensor systems, giving Canada true control over its jets. This would let Canadian engineers maintain, upgrade, and even modify the aircraft independently. Saab's proposal is more than just a sale. It's a vision for building Canada's aerospace industry and expertise. The plan includes training Canadian workers and collaborating with universities to foster a new generation of aerospace talent. For those worried about dependence on the US, the Gripen offer is a path to greater self-sufficiency. It promises not just jobs, but high-quality future-proof jobs that build national expertise. The choice is stark: remain a small player in a massive, US-led project, or become a leading partner in a collaborative technology-sharing venture. Saab's proposal forces Canada to rethink what it wants from its defense spending. The Gripen offer is about building a legacy, not just buying a jet. The debate is now about national independence as much as military capability. The F-35 and Gripen E offer Canada two very different futures. The F-35 gives Canadian firms a chance to compete for work, but with no guarantees. The Gripen would be built in Canada, creating a set number of jobs and a dedicated production facility. Cost is another key difference. The F-35 is expensive to buy and operate, while the Gripen is cheaper to fly and maintain. The Gripen's rugged design suits Canada's harsh climate and remote airstrips, offering operational flexibility the F-35 can't match. In terms of combat capability, the F-35's stealth is unmatched, but the Gripen's advanced electronic warfare systems and lower cost allow Canada to buy and fly more jets. Supporters of the F-35 argue stealth is essential for future conflicts. Gripen advocates counter that operational flexibility and affordability are just as important for Canada's needs. The choice is about more than performance, it's about jobs, cost, and national independence. Each option comes with trade-offs that will shape Canada's military and economy for decades. The decision is as much about values as it is about technology. At the heart of the debate is sovereignty, control over the technology Canada's military relies on. The F-35 keeps critical software and engineering data tightly controlled by the US, limiting Canada's ability to upgrade or modify its jets. Any changes require US approval, making Canada dependent on American priorities and timelines. In contrast, Saab's Gripen offer includes full technology transfer, giving Canada the keys to its own defense systems. Brazil's experience with the Gripen shows what's possible. Brazilian engineers co-developed a unique version of the jet and integrated their own weapons. This kind of technological sovereignty boosts local industry and allows rapid adaptation to new threats. Without full access, Canada risks being unable to respond quickly in a crisis. For a country that values an independent foreign policy, control over military technology is essential. The choice is between dependency and autonomy. Technology transfer isn't just an economic issue, it's a matter of national security. The future of Canada's defense capability depends on who holds the keys. Choosing a non-American jet like the Gripen would be a major political statement and a risk. Canada's defense is deeply tied to the US through NORAD and NATO, with the F-35 designed for seamless integration. The F-35's interoperability gives Canadian pilots a real-time battlefield advantage alongside US and NATO allies. Critics warn that picking the Gripen could complicate joint operations and be seen in Washington as a lack of commitment. Such a move could strain the Canada-US relationship at a sensitive time. However, Gripen supporters argue that many NATO countries operate different aircraft, and interoperability can be managed with training and technology. The Gripen is designed to be NATO-compatible, and a stronger Canadian defense industry could make Canada a more valuable ally. The real question: is it better to prioritize seamless integration or to build long-term industrial independence? The answer will define Canada's role in its alliances and its own future. The stakes are as much diplomatic as they are military. While the fighter jet debate continues, Canada is quietly diversifying its defense partnerships. A new agreement with South Korea signals a strategic pivot, building ties with other advanced democratic nations. The pact opens doors for joint research, co-production, and technology exchange, giving Canada access to high-quality, non-American defense systems. This partnership could bring Canadian firms into Korean supply chains, creating jobs and fostering innovation at home. It mirrors the kind of industrial collaboration Saab is offering with the Gripen. The South Korea deal shows Canada is serious about reducing reliance on a single partner. It strengthens Canada's negotiating position with both the US and Sweden. Canada is building a network of alliances to serve its own economic and strategic interests. The message: Canada is no longer a captive market. The fighter jet debate is part of Prime Minister Mark Carney's broader push for economic independence. His government's new industrial strategy aims to rebuild Canadian manufacturing and secure high-tech jobs at home. Carney wants defense spending to drive innovation, demanding local production, technology transfer, and Canadian ownership of intellectual property. The F-35 represents the old model: limited control, uncertain benefits. The Gripen offer aligns with Carney's vision of industrial sovereignty. The choice will signal how serious Canada is about this new direction. Can Canada truly achieve defense and industrial independence, or will it always rely on larger powers? The fighter jet decision is a defining test for Canada's future.